probably about 40, 50 cars there.
What? This morning we started in Staten Island and now we're in Brooklyn. This is an old neighborhood and there might be old vehicles, original cars, race cars, customs, just old jalopies, who knows what. I connected with a good old friend, Rob Ida, who knows people in this area because it helps. I mean, like if you just were gonna start looking for old cars, oh, look at that, yeah. If you were just gonna start looking for old cars in New York City, you'd have a tough time doing it. But Rob is going to bring us to a friend of his that hopefully that friend will tell us about another one, and before you know it, we've made a lot of contacts in a relatively short amount of time. So here we are in downtown Brooklyn. I mean, in a shop that's what?
1,200 square feet.
1,200 square feet, one garage door, one bay. Your name is?
Tim Harney.
Tim Harney, and the name of your business is?
Tim Harney Designs.
Okay.
Very, very clever, very creative name.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
And but yet there's stuff going on here, which I would not imagine would go on in Brooklyn, like a hot rod BMW. What is this? Why is it here?
This particular car is here because I've wanted to build this for, I think, the latter half of like 8 years, and I took the time out to build something for myself. I build prototype vehicles for companies and for people and parts and knick-knack things that you can't buy off the shelf. And then I've been doing endurance racing for a long time, and so I finally decided to build something for myself.
So what kind of drivetrain?
This is going to get a Nissan motor from the late 90s.
Twin cam?
Twin cam, yep. It's a turbo motor. It's like a pissed off teenager. So it's an inline 4 with a big old, we actually put an IndyCar turbo in there.
Oh man!
So like it's all Inconel and titanium, and then everything has been blueprinted and ported and polished, and even the inside has all been polished.
So bikes are a thing of yours?
Yeah, bikes are a thing as well.
So what am I looking at here?
You're looking at a 1997 Ural. Yeah, or Ural.
Yep.
However, which way you want to pronounce it. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. That's not a jab at Russian, it's just a jab at whoever thought that this was a good idea. So what I did is I took this kind of anemic power plant and I changed that from the gas tank. That's actually just all the power. I took the sidecar and I lengthened it. This was for a client who decided to not finish paying for it. And he said he didn't want to stop for gas that often, so we made a fuel cell. So this whole thing is now, this used to be the trunk where the spare tire went. And we did everything from nickel plating it. It's been like triple nickel plated. The whole thing is just like
woodwork, leatherwork.
Yeah. And then
Jeez.
There's Ipe decking, and then there's like quilted leather, and yeah, you look like a man that wants a Ural.
And
I'm probably
I'm 6'3".
Yeah, this is probably just for you. Do you want to have a seat? This is probably
no. I might have to buy it.
Yeah, please.
All right, let's see.
You can grab onto the frame, grab onto whatever.
See, I'm already ruining it.
Yeah, see, you broke it, you bought it. This is the idea.
So where did you lengthen it? Right in here?
I added 8 inches. So normally your knees buckle up, and you basically have to sit with your knees like.
Yeah. This is pretty good. Wow.
Yeah, you can stand on, do whatever.
So you watch the show.
Of course.
You know what we do.
Yeah.
And I see this stuff on the curb.
Yep.
Okay, so where do barn finds hang out?
Barn finds hang out on the street. So barn finds, as far as I define them, are really just kind of like delinquent cars that are being worked on or are being neglected. Same difference. They usually live under a tarp and are in some kind of like periodic state of work or whatever you want to miss.
So they don't have alternate side of the street parking here?
They absolutely do.
They do?
Yeah, and it's totally illegal, and I'm not condoning it, but if one were so inclined, you just remove the license plate and you don't show your VIN tag. I don't know whose that is. That's got to be somebody else. Yeah.
I know what this one is, but I'll tell you. You'll tell us what it is.
I mean, most people think this is a Unimog.
It's made in Austria.
Yes. Yeah. So this is a Pinzgauer, Steyr-Puch Pinzgauer. Puch, as everybody knows, is the mopeds. Most people don't know that this is basically a G-Wagon. This was the father of G-Wagons. And even if you look at the back of a Pinzgauer, that is what a G-Wagon looks like.
This doesn't have a license plate on.
What? That's crazy.
This must have been abandoned.
You guys must have taken the license plate off. I didn't. Yeah, somebody must have done that.
So what do you do with this? Do you drive it?
Yes, I drive this often.
Really?
Yeah, what it comes with is a really small anemic gas tank. So I had to get rid of those, and I added these two, so that's 60 gallons. But it's really, really efficient. It has like this high and low gear, locking diffs. You can do it on the fly. I mean, under its lowest gear, it does 1:50 ratio, so you can just put it up against the wall, and it'll just crawl up the wall.
So what year is this?
This is 72.
72. And
Yeah.
what motor is in there?
This is just an inline four. It's like 100 horsepower. It's comical how simple it is. And it has like a transmission that I can just hold in my hand like this.
So would you drive this to upstate or anything?
Yeah,
or?
I have.
How fast is this on the highway?
I've gotten it up to 70. And I know a lot of people will say that you can't get them up to 70, but I disagree. I strongly disagree. It does feel a little dangerous going that way, but like I did a handful of things to make it like power steering and then 2 charging systems. So it has 2 alternators, and then it has like 2 battery arrays.
2 gas tanks.
Yeah, just redundancies.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, the idea was that this was just going to be like a kind of a weekend warrior vehicle, something that could go camping, you know, at the beach or whatever.
This is kind of what I imagined shops in Brooklyn would be like, old car shops, repair shops, cars on the curb. Rob is going to take us to another shop with a LaSalle, which was a smaller version of a Cadillac, a less expensive version of a Cadillac from the 30s or maybe 1940, sitting around outside here somewhere. So we're going to follow up that lead now. Again, one lead leads to another lead, leads to another lead. Before you know it, the sun's going down. Today's sponsor is Consumer Cellular. They've reached out to us because they dig barn finds, but they also dig barn find people like you. They know the money that you save each month on your cellular plan, you could invest in your barn find. New wheels, tires, rebuild that motor. It's a no-brainer. So to save money for your next project car, check out the link in the description below. Patty, P-A-T-T-Y. Leave me a message. The mailbox is full.
Yeah.
Well, I'll go back and look at it. You know, we could probably ask this guy. I do a YouTube program called Barn Find Hunter. I go around the country looking for old cars. I see you got old cars, but the one I'm interested in is your neighbor's car next door that looks like an old coupe. I knock on the door, there's nobody there. I try to call him.
He passed away about 7 years ago. It's left for the daughters.
You got a phone number? You know her?
Yeah.
You know, I would love to talk to her on the phone and shoot video of it.
I got a question for you. You ever hear the show Barn Find? Well, the gentleman that shoots for them is standing next to me, and he'd like to shoot the LaSalle in the yard. Introduce yourself.
Oh, does he want to do it now?
Yes.
Hey, hello, Locke. This is Tom Cotter. How are you?
Hi, Tom. How are you?
So I do a show called Barn Find Hunter for Hagerty, and I go around the United States looking for old cars, and I figured what would be the toughest place in the world to find old cars, and I thought Brooklyn would be like the toughest place in the world. And so here I am, and I see the LaSalle, and I would love to shoot video of it, and maybe you could tell me a little bit about it.
Well, you know what? Unfortunately, I don't know the history. It was my dad's, and he passed away, so I don't really know. But I don't know if you're interested in seeing a lot of barn finds. There's probably about 40, 50 cars there.
What?
And there's a lot in that barn.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna walk out next to that car because I haven't seen it yet. I'm looking at the boat and I didn't want to walk on private property unless I had permission.
Hey, if you like what you're watching, do me a favor. Go check out the Hagerty Drivers Club. 24/7 roadside assistance with flatbed towing, subscription to our award-winning magazine, and more. Sign up today. Links right down here in the description.
So I'm looking at the Buick Wildcat. I'm looking at the LaSalle. This is pretty cool stuff, man. Did you ever like ride in this thing as a little girl or anything?
I have not, but the one out in Long Island, the 37 LaSalle, I did.
No kidding. All right, I'm gonna get your phone number and put it in my phone, and I will text you or call you if that's okay.
All right, absolutely, Tom, no problem.
So a LaSalle was a lower end Cadillac. They didn't call this a Cadillac, they called it a LaSalle. It's almost like if you think about modern day, a Lexus owns Toyota. So Toyota is kind of a lower price Lexus, I guess you could call it. Well, this was it back in the 30s. This is probably a 39 or a 40, I'm imagining. They had big flathead V8s. This is a Cadillac or a LaSalle flathead, not like a Ford flathead, but it's called an L head. The valves came up out of the head, so the air and gas had to make a U-turn, and it was not a very efficient design. The Fords were 85 horsepower back in this day. These were probably 115, I'm guessing, 120, because we're bigger cubic inches, but a nice car. I mean, you look at it, solid Cadillac styling, and this is when metal was metal. I mean, if I did that to a modern car today, I could dent it easily. If you did that with this car, you'd hurt your hand. So how did we get here? So Rob brought us here to meet his friend Brian. And Brian says, you know what? I know where there's a LaSalle that I tried to buy a few years ago. How many years ago did you try to buy this?
Oh, 2018, 2019.
Really?
Yeah.
And what did you want? Make a hot rod out of it or what?
Yeah, well, I wanted to keep it pretty much the patina on it and just get it a little lower on the ground, rebuild everything, paint the inside of the motor engine bay, buff it, sand out some of the rust.
Yep.
And just keep it this Italian cream color. And
So why didn't you buy it?
it was just some logistics with the owners, and you know what I mean.
They didn't want to sell.
They didn't want. Wasn't the right time to sell. So
I
here
get
we
it.
are. Maybe this time.
Maybe to revive it.
Yeah, totally.
So we came here, and you never want to look at a car on private property without permission. So I knocked on the door, nobody there. I go to the neighbor's house, and the neighbor's nice enough to, I know those people, I'll give her a call. And suddenly I'm best friends with this lady named Kim, whose father owned this car. And then she says, oh, if you like old cars, we've got like 40 more of them out along Long Island. This is how it happens. Wow, that's a heck of a barn. Well, I got a peek inside the window. Okay, I see. Yeah, there's a car, yeah. But just chrome trim shining, that kind of thing. I'm gonna look in this door here. Oh yeah, I think that's a Cadillac. Oh no, Chevelle. Yeah, it's loaded with cars. Hello.
How you doing?
Tom Carter, how are you?
Okay.
What's your name?
Tony Marino.
Tony.
Hi, Tom. How
Kim,
are you?
how are you?
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too.
This is my father's childhood friend, so he knows a little bit more about the cars than I do. It's a little tight squeeze.
Ooh, man. Wow. 437 miles from new. So here's a lot of people's favorites too. So it's got probably a 327 with 3 2-barrel carburetors. So this might be my favorite now. Oh yeah, holy mackerel.
I think it's a 454. This is a beautiful car.
That's a beautiful car. If you've been following this program long enough, if we come across a collection like this, usually the engine's over there, the body's at the body shop, everything's disassembled, and everything needs a lot of work that will never get done. All these cars seem to be ready to drive. I mean, as I told Kim 100 times, I wish I had a sponge here. I'd like to wash these things, vacuum them, armor all the tires. And I think within, a few hours, these cars could be made like showpieces.
Yes.